This is Hannibal from the HannibalTV.com. WWE CEO Vince McMahon and co-president George Barrios did a call regarding their second quarter earnings and the state of the business. And I'm going to tell you guys some notes from it that I've taken from the Wrestling Observer newsletter. The company is actually going to set profit records starting in the third and fourth quarter. This is because of the new television deals with USA and Fox. Despite these large deals and the television contracts getting better each year, the television advertising revenues are actually down, and every aspect of the popularity of the product is falling. If you look at network subscribers, they are down. House show attendance is down. Merchandise sales is down. Pay-per-views are down. Licensing and television ratings are also down. But Vince McMahon believes they have turned the corner creatively, despite having a lackluster Raw reunion episode and ratings for both Raw and SmackDown this past week being down 20% from the same week last year. When asked why he hired Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman from the failed ECW and WCW brands to now be executives of the Raw and SmackDown brands respectively, Vince said he doesn't want to personally be in the weeds any longer. And I guess he feels that Bischoff and Heyman are going to have a lot of latitude. So I'm guessing what he means by that is a lot of freedom with the product, and he's going to oversee it all, but they are going to have a lot of ability to do stuff that they want to do with those brands. So we'll see how that turns out. We've seen SmackDown and Raw in recent weeks since they have been taken over as executives, and not much has changed since Vince even ordered a complete rewrite of SmackDown this week. People within the company have spoken to Dave Meltzer about the real reason why Bischoff and Heyman may have been hired, and apparently the main belief is they needed something to show stockholders that they were making significant changes to offset questions about the popularity declines. Also, more for Heyman, less for Bischoff. They wanted to keep Heyman away from AEW, as Tony Khan has admitted he was a ECW fan, so there could have been some interest in possibly using Heyman in AEW in some capacity, which WWE didn't want, and AEW did use Bischoff on one of its Road 2 shows, so they'd rather have those guys locked up than fighting against them, I guess. Vince McMahon stated that SmackDown will show a big improvement because Fox is in 33% more homes in the USA Network, so they feel that's going to help them get a lot higher ratings. When Vince was asked about edgier content, he says that they're still going to be a PG company, but they're going to be a little bit edgier. Vince claimed they're not going to go back to the blood and gore, even though they did do a bloody angle with Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins this past Monday. He says their new content is going to attract better writers and better management. Vince didn't directly mention AEW by name, but he did say, as far as competition is concerned, competition is good for everyone. I think that's generally the case. Although, again, we're hoping that to the extent that they are competition, that they don't continue on the blood and guts and gore things they have been doing. And I can't speak for it, but I can't imagine TNT would put up with that. We have seen hardcore wrestling in AEW and a very bloody match with Dustin Rhodes and Cody Rhodes, but AEW has stated that that stuff for the most part is going to be kept for the pay-per-views. WWE used to have a no blood policy where they would stop matches if accidental bleeding occurred, but we saw them let a match go with Undertaker and Goldberg at the recent Saudi Arabia show where Goldberg was covered in blood, and they did that angle at SummerSlam in recent years where Brock Lesnar busted Randy Orton open with legitimate elbows that was very bloody. So that's just Vince McMahon bashing down the AEW product when his really isn't that much better as far as blood goes. Co-president George Barrios mentioned that they don't expect to set records for revenue with the WWE network anymore, as subscriptions were down 6% on average for the quarter. This is despite using heavy discounts to lure back subscribers that would add up to some subscribers paying about 99 cents for 3 months. Major changes are expected to the network, where there might be a 3-tier network in the future with 3 different price ranges. Barrios also mentioned that there is a big interest in the prospects of having wrestling in India. He stated, "Our belief is over the next 10 years, the India media and entertainment sector is going to grow fairly significantly, and so our focus is how we deepen the brand over the long term." And Vince mentioned localization, localized content. India certainly is at the top of the list, potentially on doing that. So I guess what they're talking about there is maybe an Indian-specific WWE brand. The combination of network and pay-per-view revenue declined for the WWE 7.8%, but total worldwide revenue from TV wrestling shows increased 4.2% to $69 million. Advertising and sponsorship declined 3.6% to $18.9 million. WWE announced 82,265 fans for their WrestleMania at MetLife Stadium. Dave Meltzer believes that the actual paid number was closer to 63,000, as 5,000 to 7,000 complimentary tickets were given out, and the stage was very large, blocking off a lot more seats than the previous stage blocked off at the previous New Jersey WrestleMania. International ticket sales dropped 26.9%. from 13.5 million to 9.5 million, which was a combination of fewer shows, 23 compared to 29, and lower attendance. International attendance averaged 5,700 last year and only 4,900 this year. Live viewership of Raw declined 16.9% the second quarter, while live viewership of SmackDown declined 13.8%. Live event sponsorship revenue dropped $100,000 from $900,000 last year to $800,000 this year. According to Dave Meltzer, live attendance for pay-per-views and Raw and SmackDown tapings was very similar so far this year as it was last year, but house show attendance numbers have dropped significantly.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot interviews ad-free and help our channel grow. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV for instant updates.